Hey, it's Dominic D'Angelo of adfreeshows.com, SEScoops.com, and brassringmedia.com. Check it out. But today, per usual, it's Rumor and Innuendo. And per usual, I'm here with Mr. Robert Karplus, WE Creative _ish. Robert, we're at a battle tonight. It's the Jets and Dolphins. Are you ready for some Monday Night Football?
Yeah, I'll be watching Raw.
Wow.
If there's one thing I've learned from this season of Miami Dolphins football, it's best to just sit some of these out.
It's going to be rough times, I think. Well, it's been a rough season for both of us so far. One of the team will spin it around tonight, maybe. You never know.
It's fun. I got the Gator game coming up this Saturday that I'm excited to be at and attend, and that's where my focus is.
What about do you want to do a little wager of something? I don't know what we could wager.
Okay. No.
Okay. Let's wager.
How's that for a start to the show, guys?
There we go.
Here's great. I'm all like, all right, I got to make sure I'm ready. And then I'm going, wait, SmackDown was like days ago. What happened? Dom, I'm sure will send a recap. No inbox email, no inbox email. It's like 11:59. I'm like, we doing a show today? And it's like, I sent the link to myself.
I did.
And then the best part of all of it, every week I write a SmackDown recap in my phone. The one time I don't do it is the one time Don doesn't send me the SmackDown recaps. I'm trying to pull out of the old brain hole because the only thing I know definitively that occurred on Friday Night SmackDown, there were two things we had predicted.
Yes.
One would be Paul Heyman being a part of SmackDown, which he very much was.
Oh, yes.
Didn't fully lean in the way that we thought. I thought it was going to be him getting in the ear of Drew McIntyre. Instead, they were like, oh, yeah, Jacob Fatu. He's a thing. We should probably unfreeze him out of the carbonite he's been in the last few weeks and just let him and Drew beat the hell out of each other, which, by the way, cool.
Yeah.
And second, hey, we're going to see what's going to go on with the SmackDown women's title. And boy, do they wish that SmackDown was still taped, Dom.
Yeah, that was a little rough. Oh, my gosh. If you guys aren't aware or didn't watch SmackDown, there was a pin attempt made that we had a new champion or something.
So I didn't watch SmackDown live on Friday. I watched it the next morning, family stuff, what have you. I get a text from my friend David who goes, "Hey, SmackDown ended with one of the worst botches I've ever seen." So already in my mind, I'm like, oh. I wonder what happened. And of course my dog's upset now, so I need to go tend to him on that. I know. Come here, bud. You're not a botch. Come here, bud.
The botch spot.
So essentially I'm like, there's two kinds of botches you can run into. There's the somebody gets injured in some sort of horrific manner, which is a very scary sort of botch thought. Like, oh no, did somebody land on their head or what have you, or was it sort of the botch that we got, where the referee was counting a pin on it was Tiffany Stratton had Nia Jax pinned.
Yes. And
it was 1, 2, Nia doesn't kick out. Supposedly, there was a sequence that was supposed to occur where Jade was going to have Nia pinned. Tiffany was going to make the save. She was then going to go for the pin. Nia was going to kick out. And then they were ultimately going to get to the finish. Supposedly. It's all rumor and innuendo within rumor and innuendo. Ultimately, had they counted the pin, the match ending wouldn't have changed. The title did not shift hands. It stayed with Tiffany Stratton. The first rule that a referee is told and that the talent is told, and I have been in agent meetings where this has been discussed. In fact, MVP was clear about this. And he has all my respect in the world for it. It was a match at a company we don't mention on this program. And it was a complicated sequence between him and Low-Key.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, it's on me and it's on Low-Key to kick out. You as the official, you count what you see.
Yeah.
And if we mess up, we mess up. The official, the referee in the situation, it was 1, 2, Nia didn't move up her shoulder. She froze and picked her hand up and was like, oh, no, it was 2. It didn't look great. These things happen. And as long as you stick to that rule of, in this one instance, it's sport. In this one instance, you as the official are treating this like it is a shoot and not a work. You will never go wrong.
Right.
It's when you try to overcomplicate things and you try to make it seem as though this isn't the storyline beat. It takes the audience out of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
These things happen, and ironically, there is a way to salvage this.
Okay.
So Drew McIntyre, his whole thing coming off of WrestlePalooza was horrible officiating. This conspiracy that existed, the fact that he went to go kick Cody's head in a legal manner, and the referee pulled Cody out, and Drew got hurt, and that's ultimately what led to him losing the match.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have this, where the referee didn't do their job. So clearly there's an underlying conspiracy going on with these officials. And maybe you have something to go with there.
Do you like that mindset of Drew McIntyre being like this conspiracy theorist moving forward? Do you think that's a neat element to add to Drew's?
I mean, they've done it plenty of times. It never really goes anywhere. That was Sami Zayn's heel character. And I'm filming a documentary and all this. There's a lot of guys who always do the conspiracy theory thing, and it doesn't ultimately lead to much, but it is something. It usually leads to replacing an authority figure, which I don't love, because I think Nick Aldis is doing a tremendous job as the SmackDown GM, the same way that Adam Pearce doing a fine job as the Raw GM.
Sure.
So I wouldn't go that far, but it seems like, no, our plan is Drew versus Fatu. Let them just beat the hell out of each other.
I'm all for that. But that conspiracy theorist, that was one of Chris Jericho's first gimmick thingies too, was a conspiracy theorist. So
yes, Chris Jericho was the victim of a conspiracy, and also one of the finest promos ever at the Library of Congress.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't get enough. The Library of Congress, and as an intellectual property fan, Stinko Malenko, if it's available. I haven't reached out to Michael Dawkins, who's a great IP attorney. I'm a halfway decent IP attorney sometimes. I feel like someone's got to get the rights to that.
Absolutely. And lock it down. It's been many moons. Hey, let's talk about Sami Zayn though. He did his open challenge and he got Javon Evans from NXT, and what was a really fun performance. Javon got to highlight himself in a lot of great ways, and a fun way to kind of utilize that United States Championship challenger, Robert.
What a fun way to thumb your nose at AEW in that Hangman Adam Page Lee Moriarty match. The idea of you're bringing up a guy who's sort of at the lower tier roster, Ring of Honor, NXT. We're going to put him on the main show with a top talent and let him just go. And we had said that, with Sami Zayn, it's kind of, he is very much the measuring stick.
Sure.
For a long time, they said, oh, that was X-Pac, and Waltman was the guy who could tell if you can go or not. You put a guy in there with Sami Zayn who can do and take anything in there and deliver a hell of a match. And this was a great spotlight for this kid. I think, Javon Edwards looked like a star coming out of it. He's a guy like, I want to see what he's going to do next. Had a great showing at the NXT show that unfortunately I didn't attend on Saturday. Heard great things. Obviously caught a lot of it. Saw the finish of the main event, and now it's what's going to go on with Obafemi.
That's it. Could he be John Cena's last opponent? That was my pick.
No.
But we'll have to wait and see. But
no, I don't think he's going to be John Cena's last opponent. But like Dre Owen says, Sammy versus Oba for this week's SmackDown ?
I wouldn't.
I don't think so. And here's why. I think that the idea of the open challenge is anybody from any brand is showing up. If Obafemi shows up, he has to be the one to beat Sami Zayn. And if you beat Sami Zayn and unseat him as a more dominant monster, you're coming in as a heel. And to make him a heel on SmackDown in that upper mid card level, now you're playing in the My Family Tree realm, and you're basically replacing Solo. Can't go down that path. So if Obafemi is going to debut somewhere, it would probably be on Monday Night Raw.
Oh, well, Wrestling Hollywood just brings that up too. Maybe Oba confronts Rusev as Rusev beats Dom on Raw tonight.
Yeah, that's that is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't hate seeing Obafemi be the guy to ultimately beat, one of those folks. Dre Owen says Oba joins the Vision. I
think it muddy the waters too much. You already have Braun Breaker, you have Bronson. Those are world beaters right now, positioned as world beaters. I don't think you need Oba in there. I don't think that would benefit either.
No, but again, we've been saying ad nauseum this lack of a draft.
Sure.
Who knows? Look, I think Obafemi is a really unique and special talent.
Mm-hmm.
There is always the possibility they just keep Obafemi on NXT for a while. You just put the title on Ricky Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're going to a rematch at some point in time. Maybe you're doing Oba engaging in something with TNA. There's a couple of levers and avenues and paths forward. And then eventually he pops up. E says Oba debuts and replaces Big E in the New Day. I don't know what their plan is.
Not bad. That's not bad though, to be honest. I think that'd be very helpful, actually.
It could be very helpful, but then I think it's the idea is where are we going with New Day? Because New Day has sort of been lost in the shuffle of late. They've been with Grayson Waller because Austin Theory is out. So it's just kind of, well, we can just plug these guys in and do something with them. They've been using them against Penta and the Viking Raiders or the War Raiders. Sorry,
yeah, it's tough.
Changed their name quite a bit, but they haven't done anything with the tag titles, and that's a very strange decision because you have Finn and JD as the tag champs. They're not using them as the tag champs. You're not getting any mileage out of it. Plug it in someplace else.
Yeah. I really like that idea though with the New Day and Oba because it's just you're right. The New Day's been in like this unknown purgatory almost when it comes to where their direction is, what's going on, and they should have been utilized really, really early on after that massive heel turn.
So where my pause and hesitation with it comes in, and this is going back. This is a very, very long time conversation, and that I had with one of the members of the New Day early on in the infancy and the creation of it. And one of the things that they pushed back on and hated was this idea that they were creating a new nation domination. And they're like, no, the fact that we're all black is mainly coincidental. We just enjoy working together. We want to be able to build this stable going forward. So the idea is, well, we're just going to replace one big black guy with another big black guy. It's very regressive to what New Day was looking to ultimately do. And I don't think that they really had direct designs of, we got to replace Big E with someone else. It was evolve this and turn it into something different. So just the idea of, well, we'll just stick Obafemi in there because I don't love that for that reason. If there was another compelling reason to do so, great. If it was, we've been recruiting, we're bringing somebody in, let's go this way. I don't know.
Do you remember though, before New Day turned, they did have Odyssey Jones along their side too.
They did, and that was the feeling when that happened.
Sure,
it was like, all right, and I thought Odyssey was doing a tremendous job in that role. They put him in a no-win situation, but then again, now you're just now literally you're almost proving the point where it's, well, every time we need to bring in a young African American athlete, we're just putting him in New Day. I don't know. Doesn't make a ton of sense to me. It's the same way as like, well, we need to bring in a Latino star. Let's just put him in the LWO.
True.
It's somewhat lazy.
Yeah, I would like it. I think ultimately they could benefit from it. You could even put them. I think if you get Obafemi in there, you could build them into a main event position. I think the New Day as a real top heel faction, even more so.
But again, that goes back to what is the ultimate plan, because the New Day right now has a ceiling because the top heel faction on Raw is the Vision. And on SmackDown, they've sort of been restarting the My Family Tree with those vignettes that they've been doing with Solo, reintroducing all of the members of the group one at a time, which I like. You're giving them some visibility, some, no pun intended, with the vision. You're giving them some exposure. You're reminding everyone who these guys are at a time where clearly they don't have an immediate story to plug them into. So let's, reintroduce them so when they do come back, it is impactful and it is important.
Yes. Speaking of getting plugged in, we have some matches plugged in for Raw tonight. It's AJ Styles and Dragon Lee are teaming up to go against.
Do we know what Raw is, by the way? I don't even know.
You know what? It's funny you asked that because this time I actually did not mark down where
okay. Well, that's fine.
Raleigh, North Carolina.
Oh, that's right. I was literally in Raleigh. My office is not that far from the arena, and I saw the signage, and I was like, "Oh, they're going to be here in a couple weeks."
It's tonight.
That's how the old brain hole works. Anyway, Raleigh, beautiful town, great place. Love it.
Do you love Los Americanos? A trio showing up.
I'm sorry. What's this match situation here?
It's AJ Styles and Dragon Lee.
Heard of him.
Teaming up against Los Americanos. I guess it's not a trio then, but I saw three wrestlers though. There's
a lot of Americanos wherever you look, and they reside within your heart, Dom. And are you drinking Prime?
Yeah.
Good Lord, you're really. I was gonna say you're drinking the Kool-Aid, and I was like, literally, but you're drinking Prime. Metaphorical Kool-Aid here, but no. The idea here, obviously, is there are multiple El Grande Americanos. We know Luke Kaiser is one. I believe Pete Dunne is one. Is the third one Tyler Bate? I don't even know.
That's a good.
We know it's great workers. We know it's guys who are going to have a nice opportunity to be spotlighted. We know that AJ Styles and John Cena is taking place at Crown Jewel, so it's a good opportunity to kind of tease that a little bit as well, while putting on what'll probably be a really fun match.
Yeah, I think it'll be everybody likes to see AJ Styles, and I think Cena's farewell tour is obviously going on. I think this is kind of people in their back of their mind are thinking this is kind of feeling like an AJ Styles farewell, depending on what's going on with his future in wrestling in general.
Well, he did say he's retiring at some point in 2026.
So there we go, right? So it kind of just feels like, oh, we get to see AJ Styles wrestle. This feels like a big deal then.
So like if I'm seeing AJ tie up with Pete Dunne or Ludwig Kaiser in any configuration of what they look like let's bring it on and make it happen. And it also becomes interesting because you would assume one of those masked figures would interfere at some point in time in the Dominic Mysterio match. But if they get taken out here, perhaps they're not going to be involved in the Dominic Mysterio Rusev Intercontinental title match.
Where do you think that is going to go, Robert? You see the title changing hands tonight. Dominic gets positioned in a different manner. He's still the AAA Mega Champion, but without the Intercontinental title. Or is there more value in keeping that title on Dominic?
I think there's two paths that either way does make sense, which is a nice spot for them to be in. Sure. Either Dom keeps the Intercontinental title, and he's also the AAA Mega Champion or whatever it may be. So he's got two belts, which is compelling. On the other hand, if the El Grande Americanos are taken out, and Judgment Day doesn't have his back, and Rusev is now the Intercontinental Champion, Rusev can now go and refeud with whomever he wants with that Intercontinental title. Maybe he loses it to a Bronson Reed or a Braun Breaker, or Sheamus comes back and wins the Intercontinental. It's like whatever that may be. And Rusev is off on his own journey. And then you've got Dom, who's going to be mad at Finn and JD. And then he's got a potential tag partner in El Grande Americano.
Right. Yeah, it's true.
Either path kind of works.
Yeah. I think they have their options open. And that's the great thing about having somebody like Dom is you can plug him into certain different roles or types, and it will work for him because he's so old right now. And
Rusev is right now one of those guys where some people make the title. Sometimes the title makes the man. I think Rusev needs some focus. Absolutely. So putting the Intercontinental title on Rusev forces the company to try to find a storyline for him, an opportunity for him, something for him to do, rather than just oh yeah, Rusev's back.
Right. I don't know if we got your opinion last week, Robert, if you were on the show, but Io Sky and Rhea, they had their main event match, and both are going to be appearing tonight for the.
It was Asuka and Rhea.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, Asuka.
Right, I did talk about it more on Working Stiff because I did miss we didn't do the Raw after episode. I thought the match itself was obviously great. I hate this story like the poison that Asuka spits out of her mouth. I don't understand it. I think the acting in it is really horrible. This idea that Io is like secretly afraid of Asuka, as is Kairi Sane, but they play it where it's like, I don't want to say offensive, but there is a strange sort of stereotype that I'm not going to actively do, but it doesn't sit right with me. And I don't think it's particularly entertaining.
I'm 100% with you, Robert. Like I said that the next night or when I did it by myself last week was it's awful. I think it's a change the channel kind of type of content where it's just like, all these three women, they're doing what they can. It's lost in translation though with the language barrier. And at the same time too, you have this setup where it's just very, very clunky, bad acting. It's not helping anybody in this case. The match itself was good, but I'm with you on how it's been positioned and handled overall. It's they got to change. They got to do something different, pivot with it in certain ways.
There have been a lot of stutter steps, I think, with the women's division over the last month and a half, 2 months. I think part of that was Naomi obviously taking time away for her pregnancy. They weren't necessarily expecting that. Mm-hmm. This crown jewel booking where we need to get to Stephanie Becaire versus Tiffany Stratton.
Right.
Which is it's a match.
It should be good. It should be good, but it's like, what's the point?
I would hope it's good, but it's kind of a flat match.
Yeah. What's the point?
You need a Rhea match for Perth. So it does feel like Rhea and Io versus the Kabuki Warriors is something to give the Australian crowd so they can be happy.
Sure.
And we're all about putting smiles on people's faces. And guys,
hey,
you may think you're walking into the room smile first, but most guys are actually walking into the room dick first. This is the copy we got here. Blue Chew isn't just a tablet. It's a cheat code for your crotch. Stronger, harder, longer lasting, like someone gave your downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. This is the original brand offering chewable tablets for better sex. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. As always, get your first month of Blue Chew free. Just use promo code RUMOR at checkout, pay $5 shipping. That's it. Join Blue Chew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Head to BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew, as always, for sponsoring this episode of Rumor and Innuendo. Blue Chew will get you stiff, and it's going to be a stiff match tonight. Are the Usos versus the Vision?
Yes. We had stuff cultivate at the end of Raw, which I thought we didn't even talk about this, but I thought last match between Jey Uso and LA Knight was LA Knight's best match. Robert, wonder if he'll become a factor into this tonight.
Well, yeah. Look, conspicuous by his absence in the preview, obviously, is CM Punk. CM Punk wasn't part of Raw last week.
Yep.
As of now, I don't know that he's necessarily advertised for tonight. So it does kind of feel like we're going to get the Usos versus the Vision. And a tornado tag match means no disqualification, which means LA Knight can wind up interfering, which means any number of, dare I say, shenanigans can occur. There can be some chicanery.
Ooh. Some tomfoolery.
Whoa. Let's not promise any sort of tomfoolery here. This is a family program, as I just did a Blue Chew ad.
We do have another question I have regarding the women's division is Bayley. She's taking on Raquel Rodriguez tonight. What do you think of how they've handled Bayley? I'm not for this, Robert. I don't like what they're doing necessarily.
It's a story. You know what? It's one of those things where it gives you a chance to do the hugger gimmick without really doing the hugger gimmick, which I enjoy because I think people do like that. I think again, if it was me and I'm in the room and I had to pitch something, you bring back the wacky waving inflatable arm man.
Absolutely, the Bayley.
And then at the end of the match, as she's going back, she destroys them because she forgets that she's that character.
Sure.
Like it's something. It's a different story for her. It's clearly something she's enjoying doing because there does seem to be a spark in what we're seeing from Bailey that we have not seen in a little while.
Mm-hmm.
It gives Lyra something to do. It's giving Raquel and Roxanne something to do. Again, it feels like whatever was going on with Alexa and Charlotte with potential injuries or something, they're pivoting left, right, and center here.
Sure.
So we've moved to this. Bailey is, I don't know, can you say crazy? Yeah. Bailey's, she's hearing voices. I think that qualifies. She's having a moment of unwellness.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see where it ultimately gets her and Lyra. I think you got to get Lyra back on track. She really seemed like she had some momentum going forward. But we have momentum, as we do here every Monday through Friday at noon Eastern. You're already doing the hand gestures. I haven't even gotten there yet. On a plethora of platforms, including the WW Creative _ISH account, the at SE Scoops X account, the at Dominic D'Angelo X account, and on YouTube on Rumor and Innuendo and ad-free shows. Thank God Dom is not the sign language interpreter because he's flailing all over the place. But it's fine. We're happy to be here. So on behalf of the man who will be lamenting a Jets loss tomorrow, Mr. Dominic D'Angelo, I'm Robert Karpelis. Best of luck in your future endeavors. I don't know what that hand gesture was. I apologize.
That's okay. Jets.
No.